Transit for us is a very important focus, and it really starts, I think, from our vision, which is a world beyond cash. We've been very invested in every country that we operate in how we can drive sustainable change in the quality of lives of people and by driving more financial inclusion. So we believe in enabling smart cities, and through that smart transit, we've been involved in over 250 cities, now driving smart transit projects. Obviously, the well-known ones are London, which we launched in 2014. Singapore went live in 2019, but we've also enabled cities like Kaohsiung, New York, Milan, and certainly Sydney, where we also enabled buses and ferries, so not just trains. We've realized now that as transit becomes smarter, the lives of citizens improve, and adoption is also something that we use to track the success of smart transit. So in Singapore today, over 250,000 rides a day are already using the smart transit solution, or Simply Go, which was launched together with the LTA. In fact, we were the first international payment network to go live with the Land Transport Authority in Singapore, a project that we worked with them on for several years. In London, for example, today, 50% of all the pay-per-use travel is already on this tap and go solution that was launched, or what we call as EMV Transit. Had talked about the cost savings that they've enjoyed because they've moved to this particular system. That cost for fare collection actually dropped from 15%, and they saved about £100 million a year. And that's very, very significant. They support about 17 million journeys a week today, and it's growing as well. A large part of what we're focused on has been about how we use technology, data, as well as interoperable systems to ensure that transit operators all around the world can save money, drive greater cost efficiencies in the way that they operate, reduce the number of people who have to queue or wait in stations, improve the time it takes for people to move from one place to the other, and improve the quality of life and the access to the information that they get in terms of planning their journey. Actually, strangely, one of the biggest benefits has been for the bus system, because people sometimes don't think about this actively, but when you take a BTS on MRT, there is always a place to top up in the station. So sometimes you want to take a bus. If you had to use a ticket, for example, you may not be near somewhere where you can top up. And at that point in time, being able to top up easily, in many cities, they would ask you to maybe go to the nearest 7-Eleven or convenience store. There would be agents that facilitate that top up. But if you think about as transit systems expand more and more into rural areas, for example, more and more to upcountry, a lot of that physical proximity, with a convenience store or somewhere where you can do a top-up is not going to be available. And so this concept of digital top-ups or cashless top-ups, so that people can enjoy the ability to just even travel by bus or by boat, or travel at a new train station that's been built but it's not manned 24/7 by a human being. That is real convenience. And if you're able to build that level of efficiency into a transit system, people can move around more easily, and not just people, goods and services can move around more easily. And there'll be more cost savings for everyone. And what do we do with cost savings as a city or as a country? You reinvest it. You reinvest it for growth. You reinvest it so that we can do other things and people's quality of life can improve overall. And I think that really is sort of what we're looking for when we look at smart cities and smart transit. When we talked about smart cities and smart transit, we don't have a strict definition because not everybody is on the same path, on the same journey. So we said, look, anything where technology, data, and using commonly available interoperable systems helps to achieve the objective is the first step to being smart. And everybody is on their way to being smart. We just take different steps to get there. We identified that one of the things we needed to solve for first was top-ups. Because today everybody uses a ticket and there is a lot of cash in the top-ups. And as the transit systems expand across Bangkok and across Thailand, it's very important we solve this top-up challenge, because if you can't top up, you can't travel. So we were very focused on working with the relevant private sector institutions and financial institutions to solve for that. How can we make top-ups cashless? So the card that we have with Bangkok Bank, the Be First Smart Rabbit Line Pay card, allows for cashless top-ups today through an app using Rabbit Line Pay. Similarly with Aeon, with the Rabbit credit card, it's the same cashless top-up. So people don't have to worry with cash anymore. And not just that, that same card that you use on transit has 2 chips. So one that allows you to travel for transit, but you can use the same card also to make touchless payments when you're paying in a shop. So it's also more convenience for consumers. Thailand has a multi-phase, multi-year journey in terms of where it wants to go for smart transit. Primarily because in addition to trains, it's also looking at buses, it's also looking at tollways, it's also looking at parking. So there are many parts to a smart transportation system or smart public transit system that it is looking at. So we're working with them in parts in terms of cashless top-ups, as well as other ways to use technology or data to sort of overall improve the way people move from one place to another. And a large part of that is how we work with DIPA. So DIPA, I think, has now 40 smart cities, all of them with a public transit system that will benefit from the improvements through technology and data. So it's a journey that we're on with them. We're working with them as well to make sure that we're able to drive all of these improvements through. It will be a multi-step journey for us, and we're very confident, just like the other 250 cities that we are currently launched in with smart transit solutions, that Thailand and many of the cities in it will be part of that soon.